Okay, this is the 18th of July, 1:15 p.m. This is the property at 12 Jeffery Drive here in Manahawkin. My mother's property, which she sold to Stephanie Saki. We've had a representation by Jeff Grabowski, an attorney who was retained over 3 years ago. Has done little, if anything, as far as foreclosure proceedings here, either through neglect or negligence or just ineptitude. But I can't believe that a foreclosure can take 3 years when I see people lose their homes in 6 months. And this woman who purchased the property, in spite of the fact that she can't make mortgage payments, late payments, or pay insurance on the place, replaced the new door, throws the old doors right out in the front yard here. That's lovely. Typical. And continues to spend money on the property, but can't pay mortgage payments. This is the downstairs, no flooring. New carpet in this bedroom. They did some renovations on this bedroom apparently. And this is the only room that appears to be finished. Everything else is bare wood, torn apart walls, wallpaper torn off walls. She purchased new cabinets here, hasn't installed them yet. They're sitting here in what used to be the kitchen on bare wood floors. This is the garage area, also filled with junk. Most of this is furniture and accoutrements that my mother left so that she could have with the house. My mother being a nice guy, bending over backwards to accommodate this woman who has done nothing but screw her ever since she took the property over. This is the backyard, awning completely shredded and ripped apart and broken and dysfunctional. 2 derelict boats in the backyard, all overgrown. Floors stripped bare. Sheetrock torn off the ceiling in the master bedroom here. Place is a wreck. I know from having been a building contractor myself for over 30 years that this is what we would call a teardown. In other words, there's so much work that needs to be done here to rehab this to the point where it would be saleable or even rentable. It would actually be cheaper to tear it down, have it hauled away in dumpsters, and rebuild from new. And just taking a stroll through the entire property here, going upstairs now into what she was renting as an apartment. Jeff Grabowski, the attorney, told us that we were entitled to the rent that she receives, but nothing ever became of that. I called the gentleman that was renting previously 3 times. He either suspected that I was an agent of Stephanie Saki's, pulling some kind of stunt on him, or just didn't want to get involved because of the debacle that it has become. But it looks like the upstairs here, they've spent a little time and money on. Re-sheetrocked it, put down pergo floors. This is where they had planned on renting apparently. This is the 3rd bathroom up here. This is almost livable up here. The rest of the house is completely derelict. And this is the top of the house, so it's almost a moot point. This is the outside deck. Steps going up to the upper level here, out to the street out there. Pathway to get into the backyard, so completely overgrown, and furnishings and house bits torn apart where you can't even access it. Backyard all overgrown. There's the dock and bulkhead that she put in and didn't pay for. There's an additional lien on the property by the contractors who did that. Broken balusters here already. This is something that she's done since we took over. Put a new roof on the garage because there was a 4-foot hole in the front street side of it. But that's the only new roof. This is still the original roof that my father and I applied decades ago. Rotted out fascia board there. And this is the condition of this place. Years ago when she bought this from my mother and father had been living here. It was a beautiful home. It's a complete wreck at this point. And I wish Jeff Grabowski or someone would do something about it. I can't believe that it takes more than 3 years to come to fruition on a lousy foreclosure. I know people that have lost their houses in 6 months' time that bank owns the mortgage. So, same old story. The one with the golden rules makes the rules. But this is 12 Jeffery, what's left of it. An absolutely deplorable dump at this point. And something needs to be done, and something needs to be done immediately. This is ridiculous. Beyond ridiculous. Can't even believe this is the same home. Went from being literally a gorgeous home to a crack house.